detained. Describe a little bit when, someone is being detained for something, what that could possibly mean. Is that just, police need to figure out what exactly happened there, if it was intentional or not intentional?
Yeah, law enforcement officers they want to get a detailed description of exactly what happened, and there's nobody better than possibly the driver to say, hey, I lost control, my brakes went out, something hit my car, deer ran out, whatever the case may be, they have to get that statement. And I do believe on the other component would be if there are some fatalities that result from this, some serious injuries and or fatalities, the investigation turns to a different area. It could be manslaughter or homicide. So they have to get as much information, detailed information, to possibly build a case if necessary, or rule out that it was accidental and there was no fault. So and that would be diligent on their part to get as much information, to interview witnesses, to pull footage from nearby cameras in the area, to get all the information they can to see exactly what happened.
Okay, and we want to go now to Assignment Manager Mark Liu. Mark, we hear you have an update.
Yes, we do. So, Chris and Marcy, I just got off the phone with Los Angeles Sheriff's headquarters, and I asked them, can you yet confirm for me exactly where these runners were coming from? And they said, no, we're still working on that. But they did tell me that in this area, there is only one sheriff's training center in the area. So we can kind of put two and two together here. That sheriff's academy is called the Stars Explorer Training Academy on Colima Road. It's about 1 mile away from this location. So it's very likely that these recruits came from there. I also went to their publicly accessible webpage. The Stars Academy says that its recruits are currently training for a run. It's called the Color Run, and it is scheduled to take place in the month of November. It is honoring a fallen police officer, but it's very likely that these cadets may have been, or these trainees may have been training for this Color Run that this academy is prepping for in November.
Mark, thank you for that update. Yeah, that really gives a little bit of insight into what may have been happening here. And we want to go back to Rick. Rick, I noticed that a second helicopter has landed in the area. We still haven't seen that first one take off, though, and it's been there for quite a few minutes. Does that tell us anything, that there is potentially no one there at the scene at this point who has the level of injuries that would require air transport?
Well, again, that's going to depend on what they're seeing and what they're talking about on the ground. It could just be that the incident commander called for a secondary helicopter for air transport. They may, because of the base contact that they make with the hospitals, they may be determining that they may have to go a little further out of the area for an air ambulance. And when that occurs, that's going to save time for patients that are being transported via ambulance going through traffic. It is that time of day where it is rush hour, people are trying to get to work and school. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if they have to transport to a children's hospital for whatever reason, they may have called for that secondary helicopter to provide that.
And we mentioned there's a fire station right around the corner there, and we know that mass casualty incidents like this, that's something that first responders do train for. How often is their training updated? How well versed are they in how to handle a situation just like this one?
Well, I have to tell you that each department is